Co-op was set up to provide basic services and employment on the island. The knitwear was set up in the middle of the 70s. It was set up basically to provide employment, and the backbone of the thing was half a dozen or less, 5 or 6 girls who came to me looking for work.
Having set up the knitwear business, how did it fare initially?
Well, we've had our ups and downs. It hasn't been totally successful. We went through a very slack period in the late 70s when we were selling mostly to the home market, to the tourist trade. Things were very bad at that stage, and we started looking for export markets because it was a situation then whether we would be able to exist or not. We had a couple of successes, and we sold to people who were interested in new designs, helped us to develop new designs, and we had tremendous help from CTT on both the design and the marketing side, and built up a bit of a reputation for ourselves in Europe. We're selling in France, Germany, Holland, Belgium and Switzerland, and now into Italy. We developed on the whole basic idea of traditional hand knits. The idea of a hand knit in Ireland is completely different from what people in Europe think of Irish knitting to be. People in Europe think about a lot more colour than we in Ireland think about when we talk about Aran hand knits or Aran knitwear. They also think about lots and lots of patterns. That pretty well everything in the heavy gauge knitwear business is Irish, and this is what Ireland is famous for. There's an enormous variation in colour and in style that we can provide for the market and is acceptable as traditional Aran knitwear.
Kathleen McDonald, now a supervisor here, has been working in the factory since it opened. Above the factory is a large open area that contains a small museum, a shop that stocks their knitwear, and an area for coffee and snacks used by both the staff here and visitors. The clever design of the building allows a clear view of the Inishmaan landscape from the coffee shop area.
We bring in a designer twice a year, every year, to design a new range for spring and summer and for autumn and winter.
How important is it to have a good designer working for them?
It's very important, and it's only over the last couple of years we've got to realise this with the help of CTT, in fact, who introduced this designer to us.
Is one advantage of being a small business perhaps a higher degree of flexibility than a bigger company might have?
Well, I think it is, yeah, and I think this should be one of our fortes when we're going out in the market. We should be able to say to people, we can do small runs. We're looking for high prices, but we should be able to supply people specialist yarns, very nice, fine, soft handle yarns, even in alpaca and silk, which we're doing.
In order to meet demand, computerized knitting techniques have been introduced. A course on computers in Switzerland was attended by Martin O'Connell.
The computer business is a business that we don't know an awful lot about. We know that everybody else in Ireland who is in the business is doing a certain amount of this. We would like to increase our capacity, and we don't have an enormous amount of people available. It's nice to know what other people are doing and what's possible, and especially with the workforce, to give them a chance to develop themselves on new technology here on the island. Because I think if it's being done elsewhere, I think it should be done in the Aran Isles as well as everywhere else.